Hey everybody. First off, I want to thank Tide We for paying for the show. If you need a pair of boots, a pair of waders, a new backpack, some hunting rain gear, look them up. They got some good stuff.
I want to take you along on a hunt that goes back about a decade ago. Southwestern Iowa. I'd been hunting there a few different years. Back in those days you could get a tag almost every year for archery. And I noticed right away that that type of property, that type of terrain, that flat farmland that's almost all farmland, a little bush could hold a big buck. You know, the cover there that couldn't hold a jackrabbit back in Wisconsin would hold giant bucks because there wasn't very much cover. The bucks were harder to hunt because they would get on these tree lines and they could see for a mile and they could smell anything from behind them, or they'd get on the downwind side of a woodlot. But you could intercept them during rut real easy in rut funnels. And I noticed right away that if you got away from the river bottoms, you didn't do too well. Most of the big bucks were hanging on those river bottoms. So I found one stretch that had a lot of oxbows right in a row. And I gained permission on 3 farms right in a row. And then the 4th farm that I wanted to get permission on would cover that whole river bottom. And I went to that farm, and when I got out of the car and started walking through the door, the lady comes out and starts yelling at me. She was an anti-hunter, and she's screaming she's going to shoot me if I don't get off her property, and then she loves the animals, and how dare I want to come there and murder her animals. And I just said, sorry for bothering you, and I started walking away while she was just screaming at me. So she had this real long gravel driveway. I drive down that driveway, I leave, and she's standing there with her arms on her hips watching me the whole way, screaming. And I went and looked at the other properties, looked at them on maps and stuff, and there was one funnel that really stood out. And it was where this oxbow went in and looked like it would have good bedding. And then there's a narrow spot right along the steep drop of the river where just a thin line of trees went for a short distance, and then they got big again, going over onto the anti-hunter's property. And it looked to me like any buck traveling through there was going to go through that funnel. And I decided to hunt there.
that a little better? A lot better. Buck's footprints are right here. See where he's walking right here. Arrow went through him. Here's the blowout from the backside of the chest. And his blood spray all the way to the impact. That's alright. That's the way you do it. He tore out of here through the funnel, and he went down the steep ravine, crashed through the water, up the other side, then started stumbling and crashed into that log and over that log, and I believe he's laying right over there. He went down hard, so he's down for sure.
And so when I shot that buck, wouldn't you know, it runs right through the river, up the other side, and goes and runs right into the middle of the pasture in plain view of the anti-hunter's house and dies on her property. So checking the laws in Iowa. In Iowa, if you're retrieving a deer, you're tracking a deer, you can go on private property and get it. But I certainly didn't want to have a run-in with that woman. So I drove past and looked. It was an open pasture. Gate was open. So we decided to just drive up to the buck, because you could actually drive right up to it, load it up quick, get a tag on it, and leave.
Yeah, baby. What do you think? He ain't too bad, I guess.
That's not good video footage. He ain't
Yeah,
too
but
bad.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, I thought you was wanting a video.
You can have blood in a video. Who says you can't?
No, he ain't too bad, I think.
You know what? What we have to show them is what could have happened. That thing ran through this ravine, and man, if he'd have dropped down there with the double lunger, we'd have had a pain in the butt getting him out. Let's get a tag on him and take a look at that.
What day is it? What time is it? 8:40, 11.
11:08. Is that it? The 8th today?
As soon as we got it loaded and we got to the road, I could see a truck flying down that driveway from the anti-hunters. And it was a dead-end road, and they blocked the road in front of me. And two big guys got out, storming up to me, and I didn't want to get punched through the window, so I jumped out of the car, or the truck. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. And they're like, what are you doing on our property? What are you doing back there? And I was like, I shot a buck, it ran on your property. I just went to retrieve it, that's all. He says, well, if you're just retrieving a deer, why didn't you just say so? I thought I was going to get my ass kicked. But it all worked out in the end. Nice buck, great hunt. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time.
I don't know why I missed.